Good morning, everyone. Today I want to talk about the Global Mind Tower. Since I was absent that day when we talk about Mind Tower in a class, I decided to read and understand the topic by myself and to make a video presentation. And today I want to explain how the United States uses the economic strength to become a global power after World War II. And the idea is called the Global Mind Tower, based on a concept by economist Yanis Varoufakis. It describes how United States economy became the heart of global system, not just through trade but through deep financial control. Let's explore how the system worked and why it matters today. After World War II, the United States was in a unique position. Unlike Europe or Asia, the United States didn't suffer destruction in its land. Its industries, population, and the infrastructure remained strong. At that time, America produced nearly 50% of the world's goods and held most of the world's gold reserves. This economic power allows the United States to lead global recovery and design the rules of international finance. Let's talk about Bretton Woods system. In 1944, the United States organized a major international meeting in Bretton Woods. There it created a new financial system where the United States dollar was tied to gold. Other countries tied their currencies to the dollar. Two global institutions were born. First one is the IMF to keep the currency stable and the World Bank to help countries develop. This made a dollar center of world trade and finance, giving the United States enormous influence over global economies. Surprisingly, the United States chose to rebuild two of its former enemies, Germany and Japan. Why? Because these countries had strong industrial traditions and skilled labor. Also, rebuilding them helped stop the spread of communism from the Soviet Union. With United States support, Germany and Japan became strong economies and trusted allies. They also became important export markets for American goods, helping the United States grow even more. After that, this is where the idea of global mind tower begins. The United States started importing huge amount of goods from around the world. Countries like Japan, Germany, and later was it China sold the United States and earned trade surpluses. But instead of keeping this money, they invested it back into the United States financial markets like Wall Street and the government bonds. This allowed the United States to continue spending and borrowing easily. The entire world economy became dependent on American consumption and the United States financial power. Interesting things happened in here. Nixon's shock in 1971. In 1971, something very important happened. President Richard Nixon ended the gold standard. The dollar was no longer backed by gold. This shocked the world, but the dollar still remained powerful. Why? Because oil and the global trade were still done in dollars. Now the United States could print money without needing gold. It became even easier to finance debt and stay at the center of global economy for the United States. After the 1970s, the United States economy changed. It moved away from making things and focused more on finance, stocks, bonds, and banking. Wall Street became the new engine of American power. Countries like Germany, Saudi Arabia, China, Japan put their money in the United States markets, and the United States no longer needed to produce as much. It just needed to keep money flowing into system. But not all things are happen in a just good way. This system had a breaking point. In 2008, the United States faced a major financial crisis. People stopped spending, debt became too large. Global experts to the United States collapsed and other countries also suffered. The world realized that the United States-centered system was fragile. After the fall of the Main Tower, no clear replacement model appreciated. Now, I want to analyze Donald Trump and his economic nationalism. When Donald Trump became president, he said that United States was being taken advantage of. He raised tariffs on imports, especially from China, and criticized global trade deals. Trump wanted to bring back jobs and reduce the trade deficit. But tariffs also made goods more expensive and created global tension. His policies showed that the old money was under serious pressure, and many Americans no longer believed in globalization. What comes next? Today, we live in a time of change. The United States is still very powerful, but it's no longer the only center of the world economy. China is rising, Europe is more united, and countries are looking for new systems. Will the dollar stay dominant? Will the United States continue to lead, or will power be shared in a multipolar world? That's a big question for the future of global politics and economics.